Hey everyone. Today we're going to dive into what might be the most influential trading book ever written, Market Wizards by Jack Schwager. We're going to pull out the timeless lessons from some of the absolute legends of the market.
So let's just get right to it. What's the question that every single trader wants to know? What is the secret? How do these folks turn tiny accounts into millions, or in some cases, billions of dollars? Is there some super complex secret strategy they're all hiding?
Well, the answer pretty bluntly is no, not at all. And look, if you're feeling lost in a sea of indicators, chasing news, listening to so-called gurus, then this right here, this is your compass. The real secret is actually something much more fundamental. And frankly, it's something that's way more in your control.
Okay, so if it's not some magic formula, what is it? It's all about a specific mindset. It's this mental framework that all of these legendary traders shared. And it didn't matter what markets they traded or what strategies they used. First off, who are these wizards anyway? Well, this book isn't a textbook. It's a collection of really raw, really honest interviews with actual traders. We're talking people like Ed Seykota, Paul Tudor Jones. And the one thing they all had in common was mastering a very specific psychology that allowed them to get these just extraordinary results.
And here it is. This is the big reveal, the secret that ties every single one of those interviews together. It really just boils down to these three things: mindset, discipline, and maybe most importantly, ruthless risk control. This is the foundation. Everything else is built right on top of this.
So let's talk about that first pillar, which is the absolute bedrock of their success. You have to protect your capital. Before you can even dream about making money, you have to make damn sure you don't lose it all. The number one rule is just to stay in the game. So how did they do that? With this number right here, 1%. That's it. Most of the wizards risked no more than 1% of their entire account on any single trade. Let that sink in for a second. This has nothing to do with being timid. It has everything to do with being a professional.
This quote just perfectly captures that defensive mindset. For them, the fear of taking a big loss was way, way bigger than the fear of missing out on a potential gain. Preserving their capital was job number 1, 2, and 3.
And just think about the logic here, right? If you're only risking 1%, you can handle a string of 10, maybe even 20 losses in a row, and you'll still have most of your capital ready to go. The goal isn't to be right every single time. It's to survive the losing streaks that you know are going to happen.
Okay, so if survival is goal number 1, what's next? Well, that brings us right to our second pillar, trusting the process. And this is a huge mental shift for a lot of people. The wizards knew that profits aren't the goal. Profits are the byproduct of having excellent discipline.
Just look at this contrast. The amateur trader is glued to their P&L screen, right? Checking their daily results, always chasing that next winner. The wizard, on the other hand, is completely obsessed with their process. They're asking, did I follow my rules? Did I execute my plan perfectly? That's their entire focus.
This completely redefines what a win even is. For them, a real win isn't just making money. It's following your rules to the letter. See, you can have a losing trade that was actually a win because you did everything right. And you can have a winning trade that was a loss because you got sloppy and just got lucky. Discipline always comes first.
All right, our third and final pillar is maybe the most personal one of all. You have to have deep self-awareness. The book makes it crystal clear that there is no single best way to trade the markets. It just doesn't exist.
And just look at the differences in their methods. One wizard that Schwager interviewed used hundreds of indicators. Another one used literally nothing but price and volume. Some were in and out of the market all day. Others held positions for months at a time. Their methods were complete opposites, but they were all wildly successful.
I absolutely love this analogy. It's so perfect. You wouldn't try to see the world clearly by wearing someone else's prescription glasses, right? So why on earth would you try to trade with a strategy that was built for someone else's personality, someone else's risk tolerance, and someone else's lifestyle? You have to find what fits you.
Okay, so we've covered all the theory. Now for the important part. How do we turn all this wisdom into actual, real-world discipline? Well, here is one simple, actionable step you can take literally today. Your homework is this simple. Step 1, open a trading journal. Step 2, write down your top 3 core rules. Not 10, not 20, just 3 to get started. And step 3, stick to them like your account's life depends on it. 'Cause you know what? It does.
And if you're kind of stuck wondering where to even start,
Here are a few examples. You could have a risk rule, an entry rule, and a review rule. Just make them super clear, make them non-negotiable, and most importantly, make them your own.
So as we start to wrap this up, let's just be really clear about something. The market wizards didn't win because they had higher IQs or some kind of secret knowledge. They won because they were humble, they were disciplined, and they were absolutely ruthless with their consistency and their risk management.
And this is the final hard truth of it all. The market is completely impersonal. It doesn't care about your hopes, it doesn't care if you need to pay rent, and it definitely doesn't care about your ego. It's an arena that rewards one thing and one thing only: discipline.
So I'll just leave you with this question. Forget all the indicators, forget all the noise for just a minute. What are the 3 simple core rules that are going to define your discipline and protect your capital? Write them down, because that's where the real journey begins.